Hello everyone and welcome to another beer review. Now today I'm doing something a little bit different and hopefully it turns out to be what I want it to be. Now as you probably know or don't know, I do have a beer monster machine which allows me to kind of buy, what's this? Allows me to buy beer kegs, 5 litre beer kegs from different breweries to try out and things like that. But again, with a lot of the different options, because you've got, Phillips, is it the premium, not premium draft or something like that. Anyway, they have their own draft machine that's quite popular. But I like the Beer Monster because it basically means I can pick and choose what beers I want from different breweries, as long as they come in the standard kind of 5 litre keg, as well as I can buy the kind of pressurized kegs as well. But anyway, a lot of these kegs are around about £30, £35, £25. But I want to try and see what's available on the kind of sub £20 mark that's readily available. And what I've come across is a brewery in Norfolk. It's the Woodforde Brewery. And today we're going to be doing a pale ale. Oh! And it's NORADA. Now this is from the Woodforde Brewery under their 52 degrees north, and I think they do a lager, an IPA and things like this, but this is a pale ale. I will probably try the lager and things like this, but what I like about this is if you buy it from Woodforde's themselves, a shop, you'll get it for about £18. If you buy it from Amazon, you'll get it for £18.25. Plus if you get it on the subscribe and save in Amazon, you'll get it below £18. I think is about £17.40 odd. And I think that's a good price for 5 litres, if it's a good beer, of course. It all comes down to if the beer in here is quite good, or great, or wonderful, then yeah, this is a bargain. If it's piss water, then this whole kind of video's kind of defunct and buggered. But anyway, I'll crack this into the beer machine and let's see, I'm already pre-prepared because I've already split it. As you can see, it's got the actual mounting on it. So let's crack it open and see what happens. Oh! Right, back again, and we've got a nice pint poured. And yeah, it's kind of a nice golden colour. Maybe it might not show up on this, but it's actually quite golden in colour. It might look a bit amberish on the video, but it's not amber, it's actually quite golden. So yeah, and what I'm getting is, I'm getting floral, I'm getting hops, I'm getting malt. I don't know, am I getting a little bit of citrus? Maybe a little bit of citrus. But yeah, so the 52 degrees north range from the Woodforde Brewery, apparently, going by what it says, is it's supposed to be more of that kind of craft range. So again, I don't know what do they mean by craft, but anyway, it looks okay, it smells okay. It's 4.3%. It's I bought this through Amazon, so it's £18.25 is costing me for 5 litres. So let's see what it tastes like. I think I found a bargain. That's actually very nice. It's quite kind of Tanglefoot, kind of Badger Brewery, kind of Tanglefoot esque, but maybe just a little bit more hoppy, ever so slightly. Same kind of level of bitterness, but I think there's a little bit of kind of citrus coming through there, which again is just kind of you're getting a bit more hops than you probably would get with Tanglefoot. But for £18 straight from the Woodforde Brewery, or £18.25 with free delivery from Amazon, or if you get subscribe and save, it's down to about £17.40. This is a bargain compared to all the other kind of beers available and the prices they're selling for in the kegs. I mean, there's some well-known breweries selling their 5 litre kegs for £35 and things like this. And I mean, this is basically about half the price, especially if you get in the subscribe and say, this is half the price. Now, I could probably turn around, there is famous ones like Black Sheep, Brewery, that does it roughly about £35. There's quite a few others that are doing it roughly about £35. And I could understand I'm paying half, I'm getting half the quality or half the flavour or half the beer. But I'm not. So let's break down the flavour of this. Right. You get a nice malty sweetness to start. Nice malty sweetness. And going on to the mid-tongue, that's when you're starting to get the hops coming through. So you're starting to get the florals, but you're also getting a bit of citrus, a bit of kind of like, I don't know, maybe light grapefruit, maybe a little bit of orange rind, that type of thing. So you're getting a little bit of bitterness in the mid-tongue. Then it goes on to the aftertaste. Now the aftertaste is where it kind of really gets interesting, because you've got that bitterness and you've got the kind of slightly floralness, but you're also getting that bitterness of kind of the more kind of citrusy kind of hops. But again, it's not too strong. But you have this really kind of nice kind of malty sweetness just sitting there as well. And they're all just sitting there. It's quite a strong kind of finish. Not as in overbearing or things like that, but what I mean strong is it's quite a lot going on. There's a few different flavour profiles going on in the aftertaste. But it's nice. And they just slightly dissipate at different times. So you're just getting that kind of the floral kind of hops phase off first, then you're left with the kind of slightly citrus and the malty sweetness. Now the citrus does die down a bit, and you're actually left with a more predominant malty sweetness. But once that dissipates, you're actually just left with little accents of the citrus again. So the last flavour you get is just little accents of the kind of citrus, kind of orange rind or grapefruit. And yeah, it's actually very nice. It's actually well balanced and, surprising enough, lots of flavour. Obviously, coming from the keg, and of course it's going through the beer monster. Now, I don't know what it's like. I'm not going to say you don't have to have a beer machine to buy these kegs. You can buy these kegs and you can drink them because they have a little tap at the front, and you just basically release the valve at the top, and then it'll just pour from the little tap at the front. Now, obviously, it is carbonated, but I can control the carbonation a lot more with the beer monster, because I also have CO2 cartridges, so I can add more or reduce and things like that. So I can get it more like a pump pour kind of draft situation, and it's nice because it also means it's very drinkable, because you can really set it up really quite nice. The thing is, though, sometimes if the beer's slightly flat, then yes, it's easy to drink, but it doesn't have that vibrancy. It doesn't have that feel of freshness, because that's one of the things is about CO2. CO2 does two things to beer. One, it keeps that kind of vibrancy. Now, a lot of people I know, especially one of the guys I know, Adrian, he's not a big fan of heads and carbonation. He's quite happy if it's kind of flattish and things like that, which is fine if you're drinking really what we call fresh beer. Another fresh beer that's basically, it's been conditioned and it's now at its premium point to drink, and let's just say the clock's ticking, so you have to kind of drink it quite quickly because it's not going to last. The thing about the CO2 gives you that kind of vibrancy. So what it does is it stops the beer from going stale. So it gives it a bit more longevity, and obviously makes it nicer to drink when it isn't fresh. I mean, fresh beer is fine, But the problem is, if you take fresh beer and drink it when it's really past its prime, it's not particularly nice. It has its own kind of issues and problems. So the CO2 helps with the vibrancy, helps with the kind of longevity of the beer. So being able to control that and set it to what you like, because everybody's slightly different, and it helps with the mouthfeel. Obviously, helps with the head and the pour, and additional lacing of the glass and things like this, and it just gives the overall experience a bit nicer from that point of view. A bit more exciting than just pouring from a can or a bottle. Now, I don't know what it's like just straight from the keg. I would presume it's fine. It might have a slightly different carbonation feel to what I'm drinking, but I'm doing it to what I like and what I prefer, which that's a good thing about these kind of beer machines, especially the Beer Master one, because you can do that, and also it keeps it cool, so you don't have to drink it all at once. One of the big problems with the kegs is, unless you have a fridge that will take it, then and keep it upright, then of course once you've chilled it and then opened it, you don't want to kind of lay it back down again. You want to keep it upright, so you need a fridge with enough room that you can get the whole keg in upright and keep it cool if you're just going to drink, a couple of pints and spread it over a period of time. So again, a lot of the times these kegs are kind of treated as kind of more of a party thing, so you get wired into them, your friends round, guests round, football, barbecue, whatever. So the beer machine can make it easier because it's keeping it cool and it's in there, and then of course you just go and help yourself as and when you want to. So that makes that more convenient and more usable from that point. There's nothing better than coming home from, especially right now, it's quite warm and quite sticky, so in the UK because it's summertime, so you're coming home from work, you're tired, you're hot, you're uncomfortable, it's nice to get changed and just reward yourself with a nice cool pint. So it's probably one of the best investments I've made. Now, it depends what you want to do. I mean, I'm not promoting the Beer Monster, it suits me. Other people like this. Is it the Perfect Draft? Philip's Perfect Draft, and it's done through, Beer Hawk and things like that, and people swear by that. That's great. My view is this one suits me, and I did my research, and there was a few different reasons why I went for this one. The other situation is that other people like the Perfect Draft, and other kind of ones. I think you get the sub one. I think that don't know if it's Carlsberg or Heineken. They do that, and they got Blade as well. So there's a few different ones on the market, but this one from Beer Monster suits me fine. And but you don't have to have one, so you still get the bargain by buying these kegs and enjoying them. And for the price of them and for the flavour, you don't need a beer machine. And for roughly about £18 for 5 litres of a really nice beer, really nice. I like Tanglefoot. I do kind of, I would probably say I drink per month. I would probably say between 4 and 8 cans quite easily of Tanglefoot, especially in the summer months. It's one of the ones that I use to kind of reset myself a wee bit. You're coming home and you're trying things as kind of thirst quenchers, and I find golden ales quite nice from that point of view, just as a kind of a step up from a lager, but not too heavy, but has a bit more kind of interesting flavour profiles. So this pale ale is quite nice. Now, I do have, is it Pure Gold from the Woodforde Brewery, and that is a golden ale. And we will be doing a review on that. I do have a 5 litre keg on that, and that's roughly about the same. It's under £20 for a 5 litre keg. So I think that's really good. So what would I give this? I'm prattling on. what would I give this out of 10? Price wise, flavour wise, and availability, because this is a problem, especially in the UK. There's no point me saying that, oh yeah, this is great, it's wonderful, but you only kind of get it down this area or that type of stuff, or you've got to order it from, you've got a few different ways to order it. You can do a subscribe and save from Amazon, you can just buy direct one-off purchase from Amazon, you can buy it from the Woodforde Brewery itself and probably make them a bit more money. So that's obviously a premium. I didn't check to see if there's any delivery costs from their website. There might be, or you might have to buy a certain amount or spend a certain amount to maybe get free delivery. But at least if you get from Amazon, it's going to be free delivery. I know you're paying for your Prime subscription and things like that. But out of 10, all in as a complete package, I am going to give this an 8. It really is. It's a nice beer. It's well balanced. Some really nice flavours. It's really affordable, especially from the keg point of view. And if you've got a beer kind of machine, then if you compare it to the price of other well-known breweries and what they're charging, and this is a good beer. I mean, if I was basically taking this from a can or a bottle, I would probably still give it easily a 7, probably maybe bordering on to an 8. But because it's in the keg, and you just get that, I don't know, I just feel that you just get a slightly nicer flavour. You get a little bit more flavour, a bit more of a profile of what the actual beer really is supposed to taste like from the actual 5-litre keg than you would from, say, the can or the bottle, especially if you compare it to the bottle. The bottle usually is lacking. So I would say, yeah, 8 out of 10, and it's a bargain, and I would definitely recommend it. So if you want something kind of interesting, something kind of nice. Now, if you're into crazy kind of IPAs and really heavy citrus stuff, then you probably might not be for you, because it might not be hoppy enough. But if you like the kind of tango fruits and things like that, and kind of more kind of traditional kind of floral kind of pale ales and golden ales and things like this, and yes, I would say, but it does have that little accent and kind of light flavours of citrus as well, which again just kind of makes it a bit more interesting as well, but not sickening or overbearing or overpowering. So yeah, it's an 8 out of 10. I would definitely recommend it, especially at this price. So thanks for watching, cheers, and bye for now.